Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to ChippyGaming. So today we're going to be looking at the Terraria State of the Game for February 2021. Now, if you've never seen one of these before, essentially the State of the Game is a monthly blog that's put together that has a little bit of news for every single version of Terraria. Now, this one isn't the biggest one we've ever had, but it does have further clarification on some of the news that we already know, and for PC players, we're getting a bonus that we didn't know about, and I'm really excited about it. But like always, if you like today's video, be sure to give the video a big fat thumbs up, and if you're new around here, or maybe you haven't checked in a while, just go down there and double check you're subscribed. Alright, let's get into this. So, starting off with PC Terraria, we've known for a while now that Terraria is soon to get official Steam Workshop support, but what we haven't known is what the update is going to be called. Well, we found out that the update is in fact called 1.4.2, and this is what they had to say about it. First things first, we do not have an exact timing for workshop support. We will say that things feel like they're getting really close, and most of the team's time now on this update is focused on the polish/finish touches area along with usual bug fixes. We expect to soon be able to provide at least some general launch timing/window very soon. One thing to keep in mind is that we are planning to have and maintain a developer's choice tag/section on the Steam Workshop. We will periodically review new submissions in each pack category, as well as maps, and elevate our favorites to this list. So essentially what they're saying is the developers actually want to have a go at some of the maps and texture packs that you lot are creating, and actually give them official titles to say that the developers recommend them to the general Terraria audience. This won't exclude any other texture packs or maps, but it will make it so that if people only want to play ones that are recommended by developers, they'll have their own little section on the Steam Workshop page. Now, they also included a screenshot of Terraria 1.4.2, which shows how these maps and texture packs will actually look as you send them to Steam Workshop. So you can see here that you can pick your own image for the little icon that appears with your pack. You can choose to have it go out to the public, your Steam friends, or just private. And you'll also be able to pick tags such as pop culture, fun/silly, Chinese, German, Russian, and a whole bunch more. So the little bonus which I mentioned at the start, we had no idea this was coming, but they're also going to include some texture packs actually created by Terraria artists, which will shake up the game in a new way. So we have these ones that are from Leisure. So we have the Ice Queen, we have Duke Fishron, and this really cool zombie. Also included is a good number of images from Jim, and you can see in his pack, he's actually gone ahead and changed the grass and the dirt and the living wood. Also in the desert biome, you can see that sand is slightly different alongside some of these blocks, I believe. But the really cool part is that Jim actually went ahead and re-sprited some boss fights. And this is something I don't think I've ever seen in a game before, where a game has offered up some re-sprites by official artists that reinterpret some of their iconic bosses. So you can see here, the Wall of Flesh looks a lot different, definitely more gory. The Destroyer has had a facelift too. It's changed up quite a bit. It actually makes it look a little bit more sleek and almost a little bit more modern in a way. And then the Eye of Cthulhu is something else entirely. Like, this is amazing. I honestly can't wait to replay Terraria with this texture pack. I feel like it's going to be so fun. Like I spoke about in my previous video covering texture packs, some people don't actually like to change Terraria's art style because they feel like they want to stick with the official art that was provided with the game. Well, now you have an official alternative, and I think people are going to flock to this really quickly. So in the last Terraria State of the Game, we actually showed off some art that the artists had been challenged to make, and we got a slight update to that. Relogic said that learning activities, such as we mentioned last month in regards to expanding our coding and art talents, remain ongoing in parallel. Whatever path we choose for the future, these skills will only help Relogic take things to the next level. While on the subject of PC, in a way, we actually got an update to the Google situation. I actually thought that this was completely closed at this point, but Relogic did say As you may have noticed, we had a ton of issues to kick off the year stemming from the locking down of Redigit's entire Google account in early January. After a month of pushing and with some immense support from our fans, Google finally reached out and were able to provide a lot of transparency around the situation and to restore to all of our accounts. Due to the hard work the Stadia team has already put in, as well as our partners at 505 Games, we have decided that we will allow the upcoming launch Terraria on Google Stadia to proceed. The Terraria Stadia build is based on the DR Studios 1.4.0.5 latest build and is currently at Google for certification review. So this is actually really interesting. Not only is Relogic actually going ahead with Google Stadia, interestingly, it's not actually going to be the PC version that we all know and love. It's going to be the mobile 1.4.0.5 port, meaning, you know, if you kind of use Google Stadia almost like a home console, you'll probably have access to 1.4, maybe even sooner than you'll see it on PlayStations and Xboxes, which is, yeah, interesting. I always assumed it would be the PC version, but I guess it makes sense because they have really good controller input with the DR version, and Google Stadia, I imagine, is primarily played with a controller. So, moving on to console news, we still don't have a release date, but they did want to share a small update, so this is what they said. Greetings once again, everyone. The DR Studios team has been hard at work in the lab with a big-time focus on user interface and controls of late. Outside of obviously bringing all of the content from Journey's End over, which is already done, providing a UI and control experience that is equal parts optimal for consoles and customizable to the extent that we are able/allowed is one of the most critical and challenging parts of the process of getting 1.4 in your hands. This requires a lot of iteration to capture the various ways people might want to play, allowing for evolution of the experience while keeping an eye on maintaining familiarity for those that prefer things to stay closer to the status quo. This is a large part of the reason around why we still cannot give you an exact date for release yet. For this part of the project, as well as a couple others, we need to let it take the time it does to get it feeling just right. Here is a quick glimpse at where things are as of today, again, not final, and what they provided is a small video showing off the UI. Now, you all know I'm not really a console player, unless it's Nintendo Switch, so I want to hear from you lot that actually play console version. What do you think of the new UI? I mean, as a PC fan, I look at it and, you know, I approve. I think it looks good, and I trust that DR are doing a good job. So then finally, topping it off with a little bit of mobile Terraria news. As we've known for a while, DR are not really giving their full focus to mobile as they shifted their focus to the console 1.4 update, but they did have something new to show. You can now get the fancy water that you have in PC Terraria on mobile, which is great. You know, it's always great to see more options for mobile Terraria, especially for people that are currently using higher end mobile devices. And the good thing is, this is kind of future-proof because as budget phones get better every single year, it won't be long before budget phones can probably max out Terraria with ease. So I'm really glad to see this, and it looks great. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up the state of the game for February 2021. Leave me a comment down below. Which part gets you most excited? For me, it's got to be those boss resprites. They look so good. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Give the video a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.